So, I recently started to collect manga again. This new wave of collecting started slowly over the course of about a year or so now. There was a trickle of a few volumes here and there from ongoing series that really caught my attention. Think maybe 1 or 2 volumes every month or so. To me, one of the best feelings in the world is going out to a bookstore, browsing the aisles for hours, and grabbing a coffee from your local cafe. It's a really good excuse to just get out of the house so you can relax and de-stress, forget about the little things in life, as you're looking at all the wonderful stories people have illustrated and written. As a kid, I was always into manga, to be clear. Most of my current collection was from that period in my life. A decent amount of my series are incomplete. I had the habit of reserving manga from the library and buying volumes that just took too long to get in. Example of this being something like Dragon Drive. I have the later half of it and not the beginning. Or like volume 3 and 4 of Fruits Basket when Tokyopop was still publishing them. I also had a bad habit of just not finishing series. There's a good chunk of my collection that is missing their final volumes. And I swear, I'll get better at finishing series. I will say the Manga Buying Bug really hit hard recently. I started to see more content on YouTube about people's collections or their passion for certain series. And then there was an opportunity to buy a bunch of manga all at once, and I couldn't help myself. I bought whatever my arms could carry. So I thought I should show what I picked up from this haul. It's probably a little smaller of a haul than what you're used to seeing on other channels, but I'm still stoked I was able to pick up a bunch all at once. I don't normally purchase this many at the same time after all. But a deal is a deal, and it's hard to say no to heavily discounted manga. Of the ones I've read so far, these 3 really stood out to me. Definitely an odd title on this one. I almost didn't pick it up, to be honest. But it's actually a pleasant series so far, with nothing too weird in it. It's vaguely like a mix between the Otomo and villainous genre in a series like Campfire Cooking in Another World or Delicious in Dungeon, mostly because of the monster-based cuisine. The other series I found more notable was You and I Are Polar Opposites. This is a pretty chill romance that focuses on 2 high schoolers who, on the surface, appear to be complete opposites, and in theory should not be interested in one another. It was a very nice, heartwarming read. There's no will they, won't they in regards to the characters becoming a couple, which I find is usually what I prefer in a romance series. Watching characters actually spend time building their relationships is always a pleasant surprise. And finally, the last manga that really stood out to me was Metalist. I had no idea what to expect when I picked this one up. Based off of the cover, it didn't really look like it would be a series for me, but in all honesty, I think it was probably the best one I picked up and read out of the bunch of them. It's a story that has drama, figure skating, and an overhanging theme of following your dreams, even when the odds are stacked against you. Whether that be a lack of support or overwhelming factors like starting a hobby or passion too late in life. I don't want to give too much away. It's a wonderful series and I would recommend giving it a read based off of the 2 volumes I have here. I was also able to complete an older series that I was missing the final volume of. Oninagi only had a 4-volume run before it was cancelled, and I was missing the last one. The copy is definitely more yellow than the other volumes, and it's got a bit of a stink to it, but I only paid $2 for it, so I can't complain too much. I've set it aside for now, and we'll work on getting rid of the smoke smell and see what I can do about the aggressive yellowing compared to the rest of the volumes. There was one series, unfortunately, that I did not enjoy so far. I thought Tales of the Tendo family would be more similar to My Happy Marriage, but the male lead is a bit too cruel to the female lead for my liking, especially near the end of the volume, which I won't spoil in case you do want to read this one for yourself. I just wasn't very invested in either character. If you have read more of the series, please let me know if it gets better in later volumes and if it's worth continuing or not. I think that should be all for this video. I'm planning on buying a few more series within the next month or so. I really enjoyed making this video and being able to talk about something I'm currently very hyper-focused on. I'll probably try to make another video about manga later, so see you around for the next one.